Hello, my dear friends. My name is Alexandra Sokolova. I am the director of the real estate agency in Mersin and a licensed realtor. Since 2009, I have been living and working in Mersin, specializing in real estate sales, property rental management, and investments. In other words, my clients earn money with me. If you want to earn and receive income from real estate in Mersin, I have to say that now is a very good time. Right now, I have excellent options for quick profits, specifically for resale. But I want to tell you about the income, the profitability of real estate in Mersin, specifically from the perspective of renting out property. Right now, we're in the middle of the season, and as a local resident, I want to tell you what's happening. Well, first of all, you should understand that Mersin is in the middle of the Mediterranean, the center of Turkey, and we are just 4.5 hours away by highway from the capital of Turkey, Ankara. A lot of our clients come here to relax, or residents of the capital own apartments in Mersin as vacation homes. Adana, the largest city in Turkey, also has access to the sea. It's a wealthy, highly developed industrial region whose residents also want to vacation by the sea. Right now, Mersin looks like a big, cool resort. All our parking lots are full and all our restaurants are packed. And if you don't arrive on time, even though it's planned that each apartment has one parking space, and here parking spaces aren't sold, there's not even such an option. So they're always allocated and always free. Nevertheless, for example, my husband in Ihe has his own car, I have mine. So whoever gets there first gets the spot on the property. So right now, everything is taken up by tourists. The campgrounds are packed. Some people come in RVs and so on. Why is Mersin attractive? Well, first of all, it's truly a comfortable place to relax. It's not a scorching hot summer. For example, today is 32 degrees, but it feels very comfortable. And as for the clouds, or rather, the mountains, we can hardly see them. They're always shrouded in mist and clouds. This is because our mountains are a bit farther from the sea. Because the mountains are high but set back from the sea, all the excess moisture condenses there. And Mersin is great for summer vacations with warm sea, no rain, no cold fronts coming from the mainland, and at the same time, there's no high humidity. It has excellent infrastructure, many historical landmarks, and lots of sacred sites. Mersin is a seismically safe zone, which is why architectural monuments as old as 3,000 years have been preserved here. And people come here to sightsee, stroll around, and relax. We have very picturesque places here. We have canyons, rivers, waterfalls, and so on. There are so many places you should visit, really visit them. And honestly, one summer just isn't enough to truly enjoy everything here. Mostly, of course, our tenants or summer renters are Turkish citizens from other regions. We can actually tell where people are coming from by the license plates on their cars. Now, let's talk about how apartments are rented out here and at what prices. You've probably heard that there are certain difficulties with renting out property in Turkey. I'm not talking about long-term rentals when you can rent out an apartment for a year or more, but be prepared for the fact that this means 3 years or more when you rent out your apartment unfurnished, renting it to Turkish citizens who move in with all their belongings. And of course, the law is on the tenant side. So if they have nowhere else to go, if they can't find alternative housing, it's difficult to evict them. I'm not talking about that situation. I'm speaking exclusively about resort real estate because I don't consider the first option long-term rental as a business. Of course, if you own property, it should bring you some benefit, either pleasure or income, or you live in it yourself, your family vacations there, your parents relax there, your relatives enjoy it, and you get to enjoy the property as well. Or we buy an income-generating property and rent it out. But what kind of rental income can it bring? What kind of property should it be? There are two categories of real estate. The first is apartments that are rented out on a monthly basis. And according to Turkish law, in residential complexes, the minimum rental period is 100 days. And I should mention that for foreigners, 100 days is difficult because the visa-free regime is usually 90 days within 6 months. In other words, any foreigners, whether consecutively or at once, can stay here for 3 months in a 6-month period. Despite the fact that our airport has opened and we now have 6 German cities with direct flights, there really are a lot more Europeans vacationing in Mersin. But the main tenants who come and rent for the whole summer, specifically for 3 months, are still Turkish citizens. And I have to say they are more generous tenants. They are willing to pay real money, and I really like them as tenants because in reality they cause less trouble than you might think. Less trouble in what way? In everyday matters. That is, they don't have any special requirements for things like dishes, textiles, and so on. So more often than not, strangely enough, they come with their own linens and sometimes even their own dishes because, well, it's expensive, they're used to it, and so on. They come for 3 months, they arrive in their own cars, and everything they need in the apartment they bring themselves. And they pay much more. They are willing to rent an apartment if it's for a long term, for 3 months, for anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 euros, depending on the apartment, how it's furnished, which complex it's in, and what kind of view it has. Of course, the view is important, and naturally the pool is of interest as its proximity to the sea. That's exactly why people come here. And I want to emphasize that there is demand for this. And we have tenants who even rent for half a year just to be here for spring, summer, and autumn. Ending in October, they rent for 6 months as well. In that case, we have no issues with the law, no issues with taxes, and no issues with the management company. We only have income. This is the kind of rental we handle. I want to emphasize that we only rent out properties for our own buyers. We work to earn and maintain the trust that we've been given, and honestly, we do this well to the best of our abilities. The tenants are happy, the owners are happy, and we're happy too, because this is our source of income. But the most interesting format in real estate in Mersin right now is the emergence of studio apartments. That is, it's like a hotel room, but it's registered in the TAPU as property with land ownership, so you get the same certificate of ownership as you would for a regular apartment. But there are no restrictions on short-term rentals, so we can rent out these apartments on a daily basis. Moreover, these are studio apartments within complexes that offer all the amenities you would find in a hotel. This includes a hammam, sauna, fitness center, swimming pools, parking, generators, a full range of services. Unfortunately, there aren't very many such properties in Mersin. Roughly speaking, there are about 5 of these complexes. They differ slightly in terms of their location, but they're all in the beach area, all within walking distance to the sea, and all have hotel-like amenities. And on average, I would say they cost around 40,000 euros. There are options starting from 33,000 euros, and there are studio apartments that cost up to 60,000 euros. So there are options here. There are even options with indoor pools, and there are gas-supplied apartments available. That is, Mersin is already a gas-supplied area, and in the future, other areas like Çeşme, Kargıpınar, Tomyuk, Akbaş, Bahşiş, and Kocahasanlı are also planned to be supplied with gas. These areas are expected to be supplied with gas within the next 1 or 2 years. I want to emphasize that in such complexes where there are studio apartments, we can rent out the apartments on a daily basis. So what kind of income can you expect in that case? When we rent out on a daily basis, it's clear that there's a lot of hassle for the real estate agency or the management company, which more often than not is affiliated with the developer. We do have such offers where the developer has created a management company, set out the rules, specified the amounts and dates, and the commission they will charge. By the way, that's 30%. Well, that's a reasonable fee for this work. I think it's a fair price for finding clients taking on material responsibility and so on and so forth. That is, all utility payments and care are the responsibility of the management company or the real estate agency managing the property. And the most interesting question, how much does it cost to rent an apartment or a hotel in Mersin? I did analysis specifically of hotel websites because you can't always find reliable information. You should understand that popular services like Booking or Airbnb do not operate or are not popular in Turkey. They are under sanctions and only work through VPN. So not everyone in Turkey even knows about the existence of such services. So if you see some options from outside, like certain apartments or hotels in Turkey, it doesn't mean that it reflects the full picture. I'll show you our internal Turkish resource. And let's take a look at the hotel prices in Mersin. If we want to check rental prices in Mersin, we go to the website hotels.com. In Turkey, Booking and Airbnb don't work, only through VPN. So there are a few hotels listed there. Mersin, well, today's the 10th. Let's pick a date a week from now. The 18th, 19th of July, 2025. 2 travelers, 1 room in dollars, so it's clear for everyone. BM Hotel is a good new hotel, but it's not about the sea at all. It's in the mountains. A 5-star hotel, no complaints about it. $364 per room. VM Resort is located in the Tomyuk area. A good hotel, new about 300 to 400 meters from the sea. But in the pictures, it looks fancier than it does in real life. But it's not bad. $237 per night. Sahil Marti Hotel. First line, really a good beach, a good hotel, but it's very old, about 20 years old. You will be delighted by the views. If you're lucky enough to choose a room with a sea view, or you can look at the D400 roadway. Here's $223 a day. Hey, Taka. It's in the Mezitli area. 169. It is also a fairly simple hotel. Hilton. The Hilton is located in the port area. It's an old 5-star hotel, but here it's considered old and not very highly rated. $164 per night. Kent, Mersin, Ramadaz are all city hotels, business format hotels. So this is not about the sea at all. Now, our beachfront boutique hotel is $144 per night. The Divan Hotel is good. It's located next to Aya Park. It's probably even better than the Hilton in terms of how new it is and its location. $140 per night. Excellent, I recommend it. Next, what other hotels do we have that you can... Okay, this is just an ad. Yeni Sehir is not about the sea at all. Akdeniz is not about the sea either. Radissona, it's about 3 kilometers from the sea. So these are all business hotels. If you come here for business, Nanaux Hotel is also not about the sea. Vista Boutique Hotel is about the sea. It's in the Soli area, 200 meters from the sea. So if you want to stay right by the sea, it's a new hotel, just a few years old. Everything is neat and stylish. $123 per night. Forum suite. So basically all our hotels are about $100 per night. And unfortunately, folks, these are not beach-style hotels. Kent Suite Hotel is in the Teshi area. It's very simple, very modest, but costs $90. It was opened recently. I can't say that I could recommend it. In Tarsus. Tarsus is not Mersin, it's a neighboring city, so pay close attention. Mersin Panorama Hotel is located within a residential complex. There's a large swimming pool, but as for entertainment, that's probably all there is. This is Kargabnari. Breakfast is included, $90 per room. Small rooms, that's all. Liva Hotel, city-style hotel located on the D400 highway, $88. So unfortunately, there's nowhere in Mersin to have a really good quality vacation. All of this, Akdeniz, Yenishehir, Akdeniz is all located in the port area. To be more specific, everything is in the port area, Yenishehir, Akdeniz, so that you can do business or trade directly with the port. It's the industrial and commercial part of the city. It's absolutely not a suitable place for relaxation. But there are a lot of hotels in that area precisely because it's close to the port and many service cargo trade and so on, everything are concentrated in this district. As for beaches, that's it. There's nothing else. So in Mersin, you can really only relax if you're in residential complexes near the sea, starting at least from Mezitli, Davultepe, Tece, Çeşmeli, Kargopınaru, Bashish, and of course Ayash. These areas are the best suited for rental purposes, but unfortunately there are no hotels on the coast here. That is, you can find a few, for example, in Kargopinaru. Let's take a look at what we have in Kargopinaru. If you look at the map of Mersin and the hotels that are there, this part here is the port area. And here we have the harbor, the port, and here is the Sarshi, the commercial area with many small low-class hotels for business, which have absolutely nothing to do with leisure. In other words, this is a place where you definitely won't be able to relax. The more interesting part starts right here, Yeni Shihir. Here are the daily rates in dollars. This is our new marina. There are also some hotels here, as you can see, but not many. And this is still not the beach. There is no beach here. The beaches start, I think, right here from Soli, from Pompeii, Epipolis. Here is an old little hotel, 23, 220. That's probably our Sahil Marti, right? So these are our prices. That's it. And as you can see, there are no more hotels along the entire coast. All of these are residential complexes. Here in Tese, we have one and another one. 1, 2, that's all I have. In Sezmele, there are residential complexes on the first line with wonderful infrastructure, and these are all residential. In the charming village of Kargabnar, next we have the picturesque village of Kargabnare. There is a luxurious 5-star hotel located in this beautiful area, but it is typically not available because it is completely sold out several months in advance. Often due to its immense popularity, it's sold out and costs around $300 a day. 5-star hotel on the first coastline, Tamuk. There are also, as you can see, few hotels in Tamuk. Next we have Arpah Bakshish. After Pahbakshish, we have the city of Erdemli. The city of Erdemli is also of urban format. These are the prices you see. Mersin is not spoiled. And to give you the full picture, let's take a look at the Kumkuyu, Tertar, and Ayaz districts. There are already more hotels here, since this is a tourist area with many historical attractions. Here we have an excellent beach, 348 euros per night. An excellent hotel. This is where the campgrounds start. These are the hotel prices. And again, there aren't that many here in the Kuzkalesi area, our symbol of Mersin with many historical attractions. These are the prices for available hotels. Everything else is booked. In fact, there are a lot of hotels here. Basically, these are all the hotels. And right now, only these are available at these prices. Right now, there are no hotels for less than $126, $118. How much should apartments cost? How much should it be to rent out a flat? How much income should they generate? If I tell you that the price for a hotel room starts at 35,000 euros in Mersin to earn at least $100 a day, I think you'll like that. I want to emphasize that there are only a limited number of such complexes in Mersin. For the most part, our entire coastline is already built up. Everything that could have happened has already happened, as they say, before you. And now construction is moving beyond the D400, by the way. Our main transportation artery is being shifted there well, actually. The D400 remains. Right now, there is an active phase of construction in the Çeşmeli-Kızkalesi section. This section of the road, the highway, is under active construction. Soon, without traffic lights, or villages will be able to drive straight from the highway starting at Çeşmeli to Kuzkalesi in just 5 or 10 minutes. Right now, with traffic jams, visitors, and all the beach activities, this drive can take up to an hour precisely because of the crowds of vacationers. That's why all the main land plots that will be developed in the next year or two will already be located beyond the D400 highway, and as an investment, that probably won't be as interesting. Right now, I can offer you several great properties, a few excellent complexes, either with a built-in management company that will handle renting out the property itself, or as a real estate agency, I'm ready to take these apartments under management, rent them out for a commission so that you can earn income. There are some very good options from the developer with installment plans, interest-free installments for a year and a half, and even up to 2 years in some cases. And there are also options if you can pay the full amount upfront. There are offers from investors and contractors who can provide very attractive prices. And by the way, you can already obtain the tapu in these cases. That is, the tapu, the certificate of ownership for these apartments, can already be obtained. I would also like to emphasize that there are a few properties, specifically 3 complexes that have already been completed, where you can already move in and you can start renting them out this year and earning income. I'm ready to consult you on this matter, send you the details, floor plans, all the specifications, and help you choose the best option on that we would be happy to rent out, so that both you and we could earn income specifically from renting out the property. Contact us via WhatsApp. We will select options for you based on your budget, your requirements, whether you need an installment plan or want to pay the full amount at once, and so on. And we will find a great option so that you can live, relax, come to Mersin, enjoy our weather, our nature, our beautiful scenery, vegetables, fruits, the sun and the sea, and in your free time, earn a good income. Thank you for watching and subscribing. I will be very happy to work with you on this project. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye bye for now.